Apparently, wearing your hijab could cost you 5 times your regular school fees in Ghana. Hi, I'm Kaisa, an Ivorian who has been surviving Ghana for the past 15 years. And today's story is about how my hijab journey in SHS got really interesting real quick. So after BEC, I applied to only schools in Takrady because my dad refused to let me be a boarder. I got admitted to Antaman Girls as a science student, and around that time, I had just started my hijab journey. So every morning, my dad would drop me at school, and every afternoon, I had to find my way home because he closed late. I created a routine. Hijab on from home, I take it off at the school gate, keep it in my bag, and then as soon as I descended the hill after closing, the hijab was back on. This went on for the first 2 terms. Then one fateful morning during my 3rd term, I walked into class and immediately got summoned to the headmistress's office. Now listen, the only thing I was guilty of was being a certified talkative, so I was a bit confused. In her office, I was questioned about why I wear a hijab on my way to and from school. And because I've always been a vocal kid, I also asked why I wasn't allowed to, especially since it was nowhere stated in the rule books. After a long back and forth, I was told that I'll be paying a fine for tarnishing the school uniform by wearing a veil over it. I left that office very upset and still trying to understand what had just happened. We had Jimsa in the school, but it was underground because the school only allowed SU. I went to our Jimsa president and I explained everything that had happened. And when I got home, I also mentioned it to my dad and he was very shocked. Our Jimsa president put my dad in contact with the Western Region Jimsa president, and together they decided to take it up. When the school was confronted, they suddenly produced a new explanation. Apparently, I wasn't being fined for the hijab anymore. Now, the reason was that I was a foreigner and I needed to pay international student fees, which was 5 times what everyone else was paying. Mind you, I never for once mentioned that I was Ghanaian. Everybody in the school knew I was Ivorian. My dad being my dad and also living in someone else's country just paid the so-called amount I owed, and we kept paying 5 times the regular school fees till I completed SHS. This is just a tiny taste of what students can face in schools in a country that claims there is freedom of worship. Anyway, rate this cute look and drop your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you in my next story time. Bye!